On today's installment of Big Al's Garage, we fix everything. Well, how y'all doing? Today we are back with my 1965 Chevy Corvair, and we are going to be replacing what is colloquially known as the everything gasket. Known because it's the gasket between the bracket that holds the alternator, fuel pump, oil filler, and oil filter. It's unfortunately started leaking oil all over the engine bay, and I just spent a ton of time cleaning it, so I don't want it getting all junked up with oil. Let's get to it. Okay, so as I pointed out just a minute ago, we have got the alternator, the fan belt idler pulley, fuel pump, oil filter, oil filler, all on this one metal bracket, and there is a gasket underneath that's currently leaking oil. So all this has to come off. We'll start with the oil filter. That's the easiest. Great little hack for taking it off. As you can see, I have this plastic shopping bag around it. Take this bolt out, we drop the filter into the bag and hopefully prevent the mess. The oil filter bolt is a 1/2 inch. Pretty much everything else on this job is a 9/16. I've got a 9/16 on my impact. Let's change that over. Probably should not be doing this with an impact, but whatever. Out. Move the oil filter over here. Can't cause any trouble. Now, fuel pump, there is a 9/16 bolt down here. Ratcheting wrench, the easiest way to take it off. Alright, we've got all the bolts out. Fuel pump is here. Let's just... It's really on here. Okay, so we've got all the bolts out. They're covered with oil. Let's get them cleaned up with a little CRC degreaser. This is definitely my favorite oil removing glue. Now let's get back to that housing. Okay, this thing's really on here, and probably put it on with RTV. Did I miss a bolt or something? It's not coming off. There it is. Oh yeah, and there's oil. Lots and lots of oil. That's never happened before. There's the gasket under here. Alright, we're going to take this and we're going to clean it up with some CRC. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing. Man, that's oil. That's not good. Soak that all up. Never seen it like that before. So here's our gasket mating surface. I'm going to start by cleaning that up a little bit. First with a razor blade, then with some alcohol. It looked like most of the gasket stayed on the bracket, which is not a bad thing at all. You just want to be very careful. We don't want to score the block when we're doing this. It's coming right off. This was not put on with our TV the last time. I'll just probably use good old Permatex red gasket sealer. Alright, we've got our alcohol. Let's just clean this up as best we can with it. I'll probably do another run at it with carb cleaner. Getting oil on my paper towel, unfortunately. Still a little bit more gasket here than I'd like. Sometimes you just gotta use your nails. You want a nice, clean mating surface. That's key. With any gasket replacement job, not just this one. Fortunately, I got the balancer covered with oil. Just not a place you want to get oil. Alright, it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Let's move on to cleaning up the actual bracket. Okay, so first phase of cleaning up this bracket happening right here in my oil catch pan. This thing is a mess. This is atrocious looking. Most of the gasket stayed here. Let's hope it doesn't come off without comes off without too much of a fight. 50-50. This one was on here with Permatex. I can see the red. Okay, so you can see our mating surfaces are cleaned up. So let's get on with the gasket install. Screen around so you can see what I'm seeing. Here is our gasket. This is from Clark's Corvair Parts. It's part C as in Charlie, 483A as in Allen. And I'll throw a link in the description. I know Clark's, you work on Corvairs, you're familiar with Clark's and their website. Let's just say it's not the most user-friendly. So let's get on with it. There is a can of Permatex gasket shellac. Choosing that instead of RTV this time around. You just want to brush on a decent coat. You don't want to go too crazy. This stuff, unlike RTV, never really fully hardens. So you've got some working time with it. There we go. Just get a good coat. The outside is obviously the most important. I'm going to do the same thing, obviously, with our bracket. I'm not going to show that part. You know how to brush on gaskets, shellac. And then our gasket just sits on top of that. We're going to button everything up, and then I will clean the balancer off with carburetor cleaner because I got oil on it. The last thing you want is oil on your fan belt. That can be a disaster. I'm not out to win the Corvair Club fan belt checking contest. This thing around the fuel pump, which is going to make this a bit of a challenge. And since this is YouTube, I can't say any naughty words or I'll get demonetized. Now there's a spring for the fuel pump that needs to go under here. Oh yeah, I hope I didn't just give myself a hernia. That hurts. What I just did. Alright, and it just kind of sits there like that. So let's get the bolts. Okay folks, a new shop rule. We never ever, under any circumstances, tighten with impact. We had a near disaster here. Thank God. It could have been a lot worse. None of the oil passages were punctured. Just gonna snip this in gently with kid gloves. That's it for today. Hope you'll like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you on my next installment.